Her head was found in her ex-boyfriend's bedroom 2 weeks after she went missing. This is the story of Wilma Anderson. Quick trigger warning that this video does involve the unaliving of a minor. Please take care of yourself, your mental health matters, and a quick disclaimer that all this information is publicly available. Wilma Anderson was 17 years old and lived in Uddevalla, Sweden. Sorry, I totally butchered that. I can't pronounce Swedish things correctly. Her friends and family described her as a bright, kind, and deeply loved young woman. Those closest to her said that she had a gentle personality and was someone who always tried to make the people around her feel loved and included. On November 14th, 2019, Wilma disappeared after going to her ex-boyfriend, Tishko Shabaz's apartment to collect her things after their breakup. Tishko was 23 years old at the time, so she went to his apartment to collect her things but never returned home. Right away, something felt wrong to her family. Her family grew alarmed almost immediately because Wilma was extremely close with them, and her family not hearing from her for hours was very alarming. It was like she suddenly cut off contact with him. She didn't pick up any calls or respond to any messages from her family. And when hours turned into a full day without hearing from her, they knew that something was seriously wrong. Authorities were first notified of Wilma's disappearance on November 15th, 2019, just one day after visiting the apartment of her boyfriend. So on November 15th, her parents reported her missing. Police officially launched a missing persons investigation right away because she was a minor. Authorities treated it as an urgent case and a search was launched right away. This became one of Sweden's largest missing person searches. Over 5,000 volunteers joined in, aided by police divers and even a mini submarine that was scanning lakes. Her shoes and glasses were found days later, further cementing in investigators' minds that something devastating had happened. 13 days later, on November 28th, Wilma's severed head was discovered in Tishko's apartment. It was found in his bedroom, wrapped in layers of tinfoil and plastic, found inside of a suitcase. And the rest of her body has never been found. He has never revealed to police where the rest of her remains are. Thankfully, Tishko was arrested on December 3rd and charged with her unaliving. A few months later, in May of 2020, Tishko was convicted of both and violating a corpse. The court described the act as extremely violent and prolonged, noting that Wilma likely experienced significant fear and suffering. Get this is where I get pissed off. He was initially sentenced to life in prison, but his sentence was later reduced to just 18 years by the Court of Appeals. I'm sorry, let's take a step back, let's rewind. He unalived his ex-girlfriend, her, kept her head wrapped in tinfoil in his bedroom in a suitcase for 2 weeks, never told police where the rest of her remains were. We don't know. He was 23 years old at the time of the incident, meaning he wasn't a minor. His noggin was fully developed, and he gets his sentence reduced. I don't understand. It gets worse. He might even be eligible for early release after serving 2/3 of his sentence. Absolutely disgraceful, in my opinion, and horrendous and so offensive to Wilma's family. He was also ordered to pay 227,664 krona, which is the Swedish currency, to her family, and that translates to just about over $24,000 in US currency. A temporary memorial in Barstad bears a heart-shaped note saying Saknad, which means missed. It's a stark reminder of how a teenager's life was cut so short. Wilma Anderson was a young woman full of life and with a bright future ahead of her. Her passing sends a painful message of how an act so small, such as picking up your things from your ex's apartment, could but shouldn't come at the cost of your life. That is all the information that I have on this case. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. I am absolutely appalled that his sentence got reduced, and I really don't understand why. It really makes me angry. I post true crime videos, so if you like this type of content, follow so you don't miss my next video, and please stay safe out there because you never know what's right around the corner. Bring someone with you to your ex's house to pick up their things because you never know what could happen. This is the heartbreaking story of Janelle Matthews, a 12-year-old brave girl who disappeared from her home in Colorado and vanished for decades. Trigger warning that this case does involve the unaliving of a child, so if that is triggering to you in any way, shape, or form, please skip this video. Your mental health matters more. I will see you in my next one. On December 20th, 1984, 12-year-old Janelle Matthews sang in her school's Christmas concert in Greenlee, Colorado. After her show, her sister was playing in a basketball game, so her family wanted to stay at the school. But Janelle was not feeling well, so her friend's family offered to drive her home and drop her off. But sadly, that was the last time anyone would ever see Janelle again. By 9:30 p.m., her dad returned, finding the garage door open, shoes by the door, but no sign of Janelle. Her sister came home after that basketball game, still no sign of Janelle. And that's when everyone began to panic. Police arrived by 10:15 p.m. They discovered no forced entry and no sign of a struggle. Now keep in mind this is December in Colorado, so there was snow all over the ground, and detectives had spotted footprints near one window that were tampered with. Someone had raked over the footprints to try to get rid of them. These footprints didn't really lead to anything, but her family never gave up. Janelle became one of the first Milk Carton Kids, which was a national campaign reminding America about missing children. Janelle's smiling face reached far and wide, but still, nothing came. 10 years later, Janelle's family held a memorial and they called it Closing the Door. But they never truly stopped hoping that news would come. Almost 4 decades after her disappearance, in July of 2019, just 15 miles from Greenlee, Colorado, oil pipeline workers were digging when they hit human remains and called police. It was Janelle. Her remains were found, hidden under years of soil, only 15 miles from where she went missing. The coroner confirmed that she was unalived from a single wound to the head. For her family, it was relief mixed with disbelief that after 35 years, some answers finally might come, and they could find out what actually happened to their little 12-year-old girl who went missing from their home almost 4 decades ago. That November, a Weld County grand jury indicted a suspect, Stephen Dana Pankey, a former youth pastor at the Matthews Church who was excommunicated. Think about that. Your pastor at the church you went to. What? I can't even begin to wrap my mind around that. Pankey had reacted oddly in 1984. He was seen digging holes in random places and raking over snow prints. Something that they found at the Matthews home 3 decades ago was the fact that snow prints were raked over. Very suspicious. And he was seen bragging to random people that he knew secrets no one else knew. His ex-wife reportedly warned police in 1999. She said that he was suspicious of him and that he burned a car on their property to get rid of evidence, probably. His first trial began in October of 2021, but it ended in a mistrial. The jury just couldn't reach a verdict. But authorities never gave up. A year later, in October of 2022, the retrial began. Prosecutors presented circumstantial evidence and Pankey's own words. His obsession, his behavior, the timing of it all, and thankfully, a jury found him guilty of felony and second-degree kidnapping, and he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 20 years, meaning he could be released in 2040. I hope not, but he could. During Janelle's father's victim impact statement, he looked